Bob, that's what I want to see. The setup and who becomes the quarterback. Certainly there's a lot of talk league-wide that the Saints and Derek Carr may be a marriage here, that they may consummate the marriage between the two. Because February 15th, he becomes a free agent. The Raiders are not going to pick up that option.
Well, I think if you bring in Derek Carr, we still ain't winning nothing. We might be competitive where all of a sudden you're winning 9 or 10 games. I still think we're going to be somewhat middle of the pack. And the reason why I say this, and I was talking to you about this for the show, that when you look at Derek Carr and Andy Dalton, okay, you might think, well, the one thing, Derek Carr is younger, but he's only 3 years younger. It's not like he's like 7, 8 years younger. If you look at Derek Carr, I don't know, we watched him against the Saints of Las Vegas. They didn't even did the Raiders score a freaking point? I don't think they even scored a point, okay? So enough of that. But you look at Derek Carr, okay, at Las Vegas. In 9 NFL seasons, his career numbers, he's like 64.5% completion rate, and that's in 248 games, 217 touchdowns, 99 interceptions. It's just slightly better than Andy Dalton put up his first 9 years in Cincinnati, where he was a 62% passer, 238 games, more than 217. But you look, 204 touchdowns to 118 interceptions, and he's 35, and Derek Carr's 32. And the thing is going to be when you're looking at the salary cap, okay, doesn't Derek Carr, and you look at Daniel Jones with the Giants, don't they want over $30 million? Okay, probably you could pay Andy Dalton a third of that, for sure half of that, and have Andy Dalton be the bridge guy for the future guy instead of, because you bring in Derek Carr, like you paying him over $30 million, he's like your short-term answer right now, and he thinks he's the man. He's not the bridge guy.
Yeah, and it seems to me, Bob, every day there was talk of possibly a trade, and there still could be a deal, but it looks as though both sides can't agree on that, and most likely Derek's going to be a free agent.
The only way you would trade for Derek Carr, let's say you the Jets or some other team, because the NFL is a quarterback starved league. There's not enough quarterbacks. They're not enough quarterbacks. The only way you would trade for him and be willing to make Derek Carr that 30-plus million type quarterback is that you have him. Because if he gets to free agency,
and it's open,
then all of a sudden
ground.
It could be Carolina. It could be the Saints. It could be the Jets. Then you got a number of teams bidding for Derek Carr. But I would not trade. Plus, do the Saints even have the resources to give to the Raiders for Derek Carr?
I don't think the Raiders are going to ask for a lot.
Because they just would want to get at least something, right?
They would want to get something, but they're not going to get a ton.
But
if a deal could be, and that, I think, is the big question. I've talked to a few people in the league. Most feel as though they won't have a deal, but I've had a couple of them tell me, hey, listen, you never say never.
Well, you'd have to have a team to fall in love with Derek Carr, and you're willing to pay him over $30 million a year.
A desperate team.
Desperate.
And there are desperate teams out there.
No, because
come on, we talked about it.
The quarterback situation
is not really good.